Hello, hi, welcome, witam to MyLondyn. This is the place where I, Jola Piesakowska, I explore Polish art and culture in London. I'm really excited today because we've got a young actor playwright, Remi Rachuba, with us today, and his new play has come down to London, and it's going to be in POSK on the 6th of November. Here's a little bit of info about Remi and the play, which is Intruder. So really exciting. It's a bilingual, so that's English and Polish, solo play, written and performed by Remi Rachuba, a Polish actor, and directed by Marcus Montgomery Roche. It's a monodrama, and it's the story of a Pole travelling to Scotland, so arriving in Scotland to pursue his dreams. Once he gets to Scotland, he's confronted by a series of traumatic events. And there's the Intruder poster. Thought-provoking, inventive, psychological, frenetic, high-octane and disturbing. There's quite a mixture of reviews there. 2 languages, and it's a one-man show. So Remi is presenting this in Polish in POSK, but we have to watch this space to see if we get the English version somewhere else in London. There's also the podcast, and this is where I just find it absolutely fascinating because Remi has taken his journey and turned it into podcasts, which you just can get so much information about this. It is the journey of getting the funding. It's a journey of finding a director, a real piece of educational podcasting. So it's fantastic for anybody who wants to break into theatre. Listen to the podcast. It's very valuable. This play isn't about immigration completely. It's about trauma. It's many exciting things, and because of that, Intruder, Intruz, there's 2 versions of the play. It's been supported by Arts Council England and Creative Scotland, and shortlisted for the Adrian Pagan Playwriting Award at London's King's Head in 2013, and it got the final shortlist in the BBC Writersroom drama in 2017. So the premiere was up in Scotland on the 4th of August at the Edinburgh Festival, and it's going to be at POSK in London on the 6th of November. So welcome, Remi. Lovely to have you here. Wow. So you're at the point now where on the 6th of November, you're going to be in POSK.
Yeah.
And tickets are on sale. So that's a Polish performance at POSK. Tickets are available for Sunday, the 6th of November.
Yeah.
And that's really exciting for everyone in London, because we'll actually come and see what it's like having our bilingualism on stage.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited. I've always wanted to perform at the Polish audiences. This is why there is the Polish version. There's so many Poles living in the UK. My family, they're from Poland. I was born over there. I lived there for 30 years. So I wanted to share it, and it's very exciting and thrilling for me to present it here in London and hopefully in some other places in England to Polish communities. So hopefully that's just the beginning, but let's see how it goes.
How did you feel performing in Edinburgh in front of your friends who'd been in your life when 2 of these events occurred? That's my question. But that's an actor's question, isn't it? I'm going to add to this is many actors I speak with, because I do like a video confidence course.
Yeah.
I speak to singers and actors who say, you know what, I don't like it when somebody I know is in the audience. I feel more vulnerable.
Yeah, that is
brave in your soul.
It's interesting. I'm not a big fan where like my family is there because they know me. My friends, I knew they were coming. We had a little bit of a reunion from my drama school in Edinburgh, which was amazing, and I loved it. But it's definitely something different when you have a complete strangers in the audience and people that know you because they know you. So so performing it to my friends, mainly drama school friends, because we're talking about events that happened when I was at the drama school. Some of them knew what happened. Some of them didn't know what happened because we're talking about events also that happened after the drama school. It was exciting to do it in front of them. They laughed a lot, which was great, and it helped because there was loads of funny elements in the play. It's dark, but it's very funny. This is what we think. Sometimes the audience doesn't get that. They think, oh my God, it's drama. But actually, from the very beginning, I already know whether the audience will get certain bits and bobs because the very first scene, I think it's hysterical. But it's really up to the audience what they think and how they treat it and their experience. But doing it for my friends, yeah, some of them didn't know what was happening. So I just needed to focus on telling the story. Yeah, some of them knew me, but some of them didn't know quite a lot of things from the play.
I mean, I think trauma is interesting because when somebody talks about a personal trauma, when you're listening, you kind of, it's quite a universal thing, trauma. And everyone's experienced it in different ways, different degrees through their life. And I think it's really important to see plays that deal with trauma because it's cathartic. If you've never been in a trauma situation, it makes you more empathetic to people. You start to understand the impact of trauma on people's lives.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm from a generation whose parents experienced a lot of trauma, you know, with the Second World War and loss and trauma. And I think it's really, really important to have that on stage because it's like a safe place to experience that and to work through it. And I like that about what you're dealing with. You know, it's not just your trauma, it's universal. So I think that's very, very special. Now, let's see, is this going to be a happier one? Let's see. What was the experience of performing in Polish versus English? Is it at all disorientating?
Performing in Polish versus English. Yeah, well, these are two completely different plays. I will be actually talking about it in the episode that I'm just going to record in the podcast because I needed to spend time memorizing the Polish version and memorizing the English version. It's not that I go into, oh, I'm just going to interpret in my head. No, 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 no. The play is so quick and so dynamic. I don't have time to think about what my line is going to be because it's very fast. So literally, I translated the play as well. So I needed to go through English play, memorize it. Or can we see the questions? I didn't get the.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, let me get it back.
The other questions.
Here we go. Here's the question. There we go.
And then so the English version was different and Polish version is different. Yes, there are certain elements, the sentence structure, the wording. It's interesting. In Edinburgh, we did 3 performances in Polish, and I actually needed to go every morning, repeat it, went through the whole text on my own when I was walking along the sea in English, and then when I was about to do the Polish performance, I went through the Polish text in the morning or even a couple of days before just to have that flow of the language. So it was 2 completely different plays.
Yeah.
The humor is interesting because there are certain bits in the play in English that people find very funny, but then in Polish it doesn't translate. When you see it, you will be able to tell. We can have a discussion afterwards, and the other way around. Certain bits that I was translating, The other thing is, you knew who was Polish in the play. Well, sorry, who was Polish in the audience because they laughed at the Polish bits. So initially, you don't know who, whether the English was Scottish. And then, as soon as I said something in Polish and it was funny, and someone laughed, I knew, okay, they're from Poland. Here we go. Yeah. But it's a different. It's the same play, but it's two versions of the play. So I just needed to repeat the Polish version quite a lot because I was mainly focusing on the English play. And even when I do the performance in POSK and then in Warsaw, probably from next week, I'm just going to go through, revisit the Polish text again, just to remember that.
And that is what's fascinating about the fact that the play is bilingual, and it does help people understand the bilingual experience. Because I have friends who, we laugh like drains over things, and I repeat it to my husband, and he's just like, must be Polish, because, you know, and, you know, we're absolutely killing ourselves laughing. Or with my mother, you know, we use word rhymes.
It's interesting.
Explain it, and it doesn't explain.
Yeah, it's interesting. Probably, I think when you come to see the play, I would really love to hear your thoughts on it, because there was a lot of thinking in it, which is bilingual. So, as bilingual speakers, you know, Polish parents, probably you must experience similar things, and I would love to hear what you think when you come and see the play. That moment of doing but thinking, is it in Polish, is it in English, is it some gibberish, what's happening? And then it would be interesting in rehearsals, we are going through an English text, I'm doing something, and all of a sudden Polish says hello, hi, I'm here. And we're no, this is not, we didn't want that. So automatically, I don't know from where, I'm doing a scene in English and then I'm saying something in Polish, and the director says, no, we're not. Oh yeah, I go, okay, yeah. So why would I say something in Polish? I had no idea. So the brain has all these wonderful tricks that we're not aware of. But it's interesting, you know, to hear when you come and see it, whether you go through similar things, because the languages just mingle.
Wow.
You know, and that's also explored in the play.
Yeah. So it'll be also interesting what a pure Polish audience will make of it, because they won't know about the hybrid.
Yeah, it's very interesting because it's Scottish audiences, because it's set in Scotland, and there's a lot of Scots and, you know, swear words, and the way I say certain things, and, you know, Scottish accent and Glaswegian, they find certain elements very, very funny. We haven't done it to an English audience. Well, we did rehearsed readings 4 years ago. They found it hysterical.
Yeah.
But then also to know how Polish audiences see it, see the Polish version, because there is an element, I can't say what it is, that I think would be very, very, say, interesting, maybe to some extent relatable to Polish audiences, only Polish audiences.
Interesting, yeah.
But maybe when you come and see it, you'll be able to, you know, to see what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I do know it's like some things I just don't know the history of. I was completely baffled. I went to Poland, and there's a book, and it's all about trepacz, the trepacz, where you hang your rug. That's it. And there was a book, and I just looked at it, and I had no idea what was going on. No idea. And I was standing in the bookshop, and I was just thinking, I don't even know what this is. and it was a bestseller.
Yeah, Shepard, like in the 1980s. Oh my God, I spent so much time on Shepard. You know, we would be swinging and you spend time with your friends. Oh, you did so many things on Shepard. Like we would go, let's go on Shepard. That would Hodgman at Shepard, and we would be sitting there. And now you would think, well, like what, you would just sit there? Yeah, we would just sit there. Well, what's wrong with that?
So, you know, passed me by.
Yeah.
So I laugh for you, not with you. Now we have more questions before you have to go to do your podcast. Here we go. How is it working with the director? Was there anything that really changed in the rehearsal room compared to how you imagined the piece when you were writing it? That's interesting.
Yeah, working with the director was amazing. I've known Marcus for a very long time. It was a very collaborative process. When I was writing the piece back in 2010, I actually never thought I would ever put it on. Let's be quite honest. That dream was born a little bit later on. But I was writing it like, okay, well, maybe I'll put it here, I'll put it there. That sounds fun. I would like to do that. Oh my God, that would be amazing. So when I wrote it and I was excited about it, and I still am excited, but I never thought, oh, I actually get to do it. It's so exciting. It's great. And I actually do it in the play. So what was great working with Marcus was that we never got rid of these ideas. Actually, the director was very accommodating in this way that whatever I imagined, it is in the play. So I have my favorite moments in the play, and it's there. And it's wonderful. The dance sequence, I think my favorite moment in the play.
Dance sequence.
There was a dance.
You just told us something. That sounds great.
There was dance sequence. There's nothing. I can't tell you what it is, but there was a dance sequence as an element of my favorite bit, and I've always wanted to do it. So we were bringing loads of things into rehearsals, and we would test them, see how it's working, whether it's not working. There was also an education element, as we were saying that, you know, I used to work as a teacher. And there was also this teaching element. The first scene, and I was saying, is something to do with that. So, so I think quite a lot of the ideas that I had in mind when I was writing them, there are actually in the final production.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've never put on a play, and for me, that's a real mystery. How much it changes and grows and stops being yours or becomes more you. Because sometimes when you're just looking at something, having another pair of eyes and another thought process, it becomes more you.
Yeah, I think definitely when we were rehearsing, developing the play in 2012 with a different director and the dramaturg, it was like going through therapy, because it's very interesting how other people see your life and what they think of it. What you did here was that, or what you did, and then you go, oh yes, oh my God, I do that. So then you start looking at your life from a different point of view. And then when we were rehearsing, as I was saying, it was very open. We came into rehearsals, we were trying certain things out. This works, that doesn't work. Of course, we went into rehearsals before the pandemic, and now we came back. We kept certain elements. We knew the idea, what we wanted to explore, and we went with it. So we had done rehearsed readings before, we had prepared it. It wasn't that in July we went into rehearsals and on the very first day of rehearsals, we're just thinking, what we're going to do with it. No, we knew what we wanted to do. We knew already what the structure is going to be. It was just about certain elements of the play that maybe were new or we wanted to explore, and the concept. Yeah.
In Polish at POSK, tickets are available for Sunday, 6th of November. And then for anyone who is in Warsaw, it's going to be in Warsaw, go and connect on Linktree, because this play is going to be doing some great stuff next year. In English, you can watch it. In Polish, you can watch it, and see what you think. See what you think of bilingual Polish trauma and success and dreams come true. Thank you so much, Remi. Thank you.
You, Jola. Thank you so very much. Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Wonderful. Do you have to say break a leg? Is that what you say?
I think that in Poland they don't, but I think in the UK they do.